as you said, like when you first came, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I think everybody has that, mentality where we think like we are just on the top of the world. We're just gonna go to college. We're gonna be fine.
We are adults.
Yes, we're adults and nothing's gonna get us. But we life teaches you things, and
Yep.
things that you didn't value before, you start valuing. And family time is one of those things that you learn is
Yeah,
an
it humbles
essential
you.
part of your life. So it's a
Yeah,
humbling experience,
it's a
wouldn't you say?
humble. You'll be humble. I say it will humble you. Like you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't have all the answers. I need to go back and recheck stuff. Like
Yeah.
you have to deal with it. It's crazy
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah,
And
for
not even
sure.
talk about the cold. They didn't even tell us how cold it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
oh,
How was that for you? The weather changing and like the snow and like
oh,
negative whatever degrees
I wasn't
Celsius.
coming out. I wasn't going anywhere. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Even after 4 years, I was still cold. Like, I do
Yeah.
remember I was one of our training section outside on the um track and field
Mhm.
wait, I mean the track field at Smith, the outdoor one, because we
Mhm.
are in the outdoor season and we have to work out outside.
Yeah.
It wasn't that cold, but my hand turned blue. That shows how like it was blue. I couldn't feel my hand. My friend has to basically rub it, and they have to
Oh my
quickly get me
God.
inside because my hand turned blue, and the temperature wasn't even that bad. So that is
Bruh.
how like my body is very sensitive to the cold. I was like, me, I'm
Yeah.
done. Anything, I'll do it inside. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Wow.
crazy. I think
Yeah.
the best thing is, as an international student, there might not be enough information out there, but do a lot of research, like a lot of
Mhm.
research as you could, and
Mhm.
just be prepared for anything. Don't think you are superior, you'll be fine, whatever it is, you're on top of your world and stuff. No, America will humble you. Like, it will humble you.
Yes. Yes. That is a fact. I think that should be a quote. Like America will humble you
Humble you.
with
Like,
like everything, man.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, Wasila. I really also started thinking about my college life. And now let's transition into talking about loneliness as an international student after college. So as you mentioned, like you moved to this new job, to this new place, and the same routine that you were used to in college did not exist anymore. And
Yep.
even for me, after graduation, I moved back to Ethiopia, where I'm probably the only Smith alum in Ethiopia, by the way. I found out like a couple of months ago that I was the only one in Ethiopia. So
Currently,
you could
or
currently living in Ethiopia. I'm the only Smith alum.
oof,
So you can imagine, like, I literally have not seen anybody since I graduated. And that was
oof,
3 years ago.
that's
So we'll talk
crazy.
about me later. But
Mm.
coming back to you, how was it like transitioning into adult life after college, and how did you deal with the loneliness that you faced?
Ah,
That side.
I would say adult life is quite liberating because you get to decide what, like, make a lot of decisions on your own, find a place to live, how to go about your life. But it hits you when you start paying bills and stuff. You be like, ew, I didn't expect this one. But here I am paying bills, taking care of myself. I don't see anyone. So that
Mm-hmm.
was one thing. The first thing, I was trying to get an apartment and I have to figure out my finances, how to sustain
Mm-hmm.
myself. And the
Mm-hmm.
second part is where my work is. I currently
Mm-hmm.
live in Troy, which is like upstate New York. Everybody knows, like, I don't know if everybody knows
Yeah.
that how upstate New York is. It's not like New York City. It's partially like populated. There
Mm-hmm.
isn't a lot of people. Even there is, everybody's in their house. You wouldn't even see
Yeah.
people around.
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't much to do here. You are always at home, and it's quite difficult for you to form new relationship and
Yeah.
connect with people. So that
Mm-hmm.
was another blow
Mm-hmm.
to me. I'm trying to kind of connect with people, but
Yeah.
here is the case that this place doesn't have a lot of people, not having a lot of events for you to go and meet people, not
Mm-hmm.
like there isn't a lot of stuff for you to do. So basically you are
Right.
home, or basically I am home, and I cannot just go out and start hiking. I can't because I'm an African. I don't do that. Like, it's scary. I've seen
Oh
scary
my
things
God.
in Africa.
Yeah.
Africa, like in Ghana and Nigeria. A
Yeah.
little mistake, your head is missing. I cannot use that thing. Like,
Oh
I'm just saying. So I have that phobia. I cannot just get up and be
Yeah.
walking inside the woods, which is what
Yeah.
a lot of people do here. So it's not things that I do.
Mm,
And
you feel
then
comfortable doing? Yeah.
no, so I would rather stay at home. And
Yeah.
the also thing is, some people are lucky enough to be working in the major cities, so they do have a lot of like smithies around.
Mhm.
So they do meet on the weekends to do stuff. I am in the here my case is just me.
Mhm.
uh Another friend is here, but she is busy because she's teaching, so she's
Mhm.
constantly off the grid, and I'm the
Yeah.
only one here, so it's like really
Mhm.
difficult. Basically, if you're going to start new relationship, you start from the old ones and you slowly add new ones, but I don't have even
Yeah.
the old ones here, so I have to start it all
Yeah.
together, and it's very
Yeah.
jarring. And going
Mm.
to Smith, you feel so comfortable among your friends and the people around you that
Mhm.
you don't even realize that you are liking a certain aspect of your life until you are pushed into that situation. And that was what
Yeah.
it is. I was comfortable, I was busy, I had people around me, so I didn't even
Yeah.
have the chance to think that okay, one day I will be all alone, or I'll have a job
Yeah.
and I'll be far away and I wouldn't see people. So it
Yeah.
was another shock that I was dealing with. And
Yeah.
your support system is not around, and
Mhm.
you didn't have the experience to form relationship or put yourself out there, so that you can easily be very like you to meet new people. So you're also
Yeah.
lacking in that, and now you are dealing with different genders too. You are like liking that. I'm talking from my own experience, but I
Yeah.
think people have different experiences. So basically that is what I'm going through right now, trying
Mhm.
to form friends, trying to find something to do over the weekends and over and during the
Right.
weekdays, and
Mhm.
trying to open myself up for new fun and adventurous stuff. It's
Yeah.
just a lot that was taken away, and I wasn't
Yeah.
informed, and it was very shocking. So
Yeah, I
just
bet.
crazy.
I bet it's very shocking. And you know what I realized after a while? I
Hmm.
started realizing that, Smith was such a bubble. Like, even
Yeah.
for me personally, like, I left Smith thinking because everybody was so supportive, friends were nice, and one of the most incredible people I've ever met, we're very close. The professors were so nice. And so you end up thinking that everybody is going to be nice to you and the world is just going to be, such an amazing
Like
place.
no, that is not the truth.
Yeah. And even for me, like after moving back, I actually did an episode about coming back home with my other friend who's also an international student. But
Hmm.
we did talk about how it was difficult to move back to our countries and then find a job here and then work here, because even some of my friends that I have here, I can't share with them. I mean, we don't have any, common college experience, so it's
Hmm.
only like high school or like before that we knew each other.
Hmm.
So it's very like difficult, as you said, to form new friendships or to network with people who are like-minded, who are as passionate,
Hmm.
who are as intelligent, who are as experienced.
Hmm.
It's very hard to find those kinds of people that you met every single day when you were in college. So
Yeah.
I think that also adds up to the feeling of loneliness after graduation,
Hmm.
where you're so used to this feeling of having your people around you, and
Hmm.
then when you graduate, like everything is gone
Yeah.
and you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah. Like it's crazy. The idea of going back home to find work and be close to home sometimes it seems very golden and very
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
but it hits you hard on like when you get there and you realize things are not the same because
Yeah.
one, you've been in America for 4 years. It has changed you. It has changed your
Yeah.
mentality. It has changed your
Yeah.
thinking. You are
Yeah.
very different from who you were with your friends. So even your friends are there, they are not thinking the way you are. Even you
Yeah.
make some suggestions, they will be like, are you okay? Like, are you I like what are you saying? Like
Yeah.
some of your belief systems has been challenged and you have found out that what you used to think about or believe is totally not true, and now
Yeah.
you've created a new belief system. So
Hmm?
even with your loved ones around you at home, you still be
Yeah.
lonely because you cannot have honest conversation with people without know you being seen as a crazy person. I do
Right.
remember just my recent visit
Yeah.
in
Please
Ghana.
tell us.
I
Yeah.
had a conversation with my mom. So
Uh-huh.
she was talking about this lady, and meaning this lady she and her husband had an issue, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the lady kind of left the children with the husband, and
Okay.
she was like, she is done, she's not going to do that. And my mom was talking to me, and you know, the African mentality is you need to stay with your kids so
Mm-hmm.
that in the future they'll be rich and take care of you. If you don't take care of them, they might not take care of you. But
Yeah.
how much is that true? Who says that your children will be successful to come and take care of you? Like, I'm making a point here. Like,
Yeah. I
if that
know.
is all that we are hoping for, or
Mm-hmm.
who is saying that, okay, you are not going to be successful to take care of your children or something like that?
Right.
But you know, the mentality is like, okay, this is how things have to go. You have to take care of children, and your children come and take care of you.
Yeah.
So I was telling her the different perspective. Like, okay, it could be true that her children will grow up and they won't take care of her, and she will be
Mm-hmm.
sad and whatnot. But it could be a possibility that she will meet a rich guy who will give her money, and she will be richer. Yeah.
Hey.
My mom looked at me. She didn't say anything, and then she kept quiet. She was looking at me very weirdly. I didn't say
Yeah.
anything, not knowing when she met my elder sister. She and my elder sister spoke, and she looked at me. She was like, "Now your younger sister is crazy." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is why my mom thought of you. But for me, I was just trying to let her see the different aspects. Like, the world is
Mm-hmm.
not a straight line. Things could happen.
Right.
You know, it's all about your
Exactly.
decisions you take. So
Yeah.
you finding yourself in people that you love and them not sharing the same mentality you have, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you have to figure a way to come to their level and explain things and make them know that you are not being a stupid person, or you are not trying to be very
Yeah.
passionate about what they feel. It's kind of also lonely in its own way, and I think we
Right.
have to watch out for that. It's like, it's
Yes.
crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, I was happy to go, but then it was crazy. Sometimes I say stuff and they be like, "Is she okay?" I was like, "Are you expecting me to be fine after I've left Ghana for 4 years?" Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be having different mentalities. So it's
Yeah.
nice, and it's something
Yeah.
that you have to think about.
And I think that is such a valid point that you raised, Wasila, because you also mentioned, like, how college really does change you,
Mm-hmm,
because just by the fact that you are exposed to new things every day and you're meeting people who are different from you, but at the same time you might share the same common values, but that also might bring in different perspectives, right? So you start
mm-hmm,
thinking about new ways of life and new ways of thinking, and you start, exploring, or like even questioning the things that you had once held to be true. And
mm-hmm,
as you mentioned, like when you move back, or when you're um with your family, and when you're with your friends,
mm-hmm,
and you start talking, and you sound like this liberal minded, idealistic, hip, like, some everything is hypothetical, for other people. And as you said, like, loneliness also comes there, because you feel like you're the only one who thinks like that, where
mm-hmm.
everybody else around you has been entrenched in this long-standing thought that, it could be, the case with your mom, thinking that, that's actually such a valid example that you
Thinks I'm
raised.
crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it's fine. I
You're
just
not
have
crazy,
to.
trust me. Like, if you're crazy,
I
then I'm
know.
crazy too. Like,
it's
it's just
it's fine. It's fine. Like, I
yeah.
wasn't salty. I was just laughing, but
Yeah, it's
it's
just
just like,
a difference in opinions.
yeah, yeah,
And I also think, like, one of the core reasons is limited exposure that people have back
yeah.
home,
That's true. That's true.
right?
Mm-hmm,
So for someone who has traveled, for someone who has met different people from different parts of the world,
mm-hmm.
like, whether you like it or not, the way you view the world and the way you interact with people is going to change, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's just a given. um
it's so
and
funny
you
that what. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
go
you go.
ahead. It's so funny that when you're in the bubble of change, you don't see how much you change until you find yourself outside. I was here changing. I thought I have no idea. Like me, what
Yeah.
people, what people are thinking about is none of my business. I haven't
Yeah.
thought about anything. But then
Yeah.
you find yourself in a different situation. You see, like, you view things differently, and you haven't seen
Yeah.
how much you've developed or changed, and it hits you hard. And you
Mm.
be like, okay, now I gotta put my things together. I have to figure out ways
Yeah.
and new ways of communicating and trying to put my
Mm-hmm.
point across without
Yeah.
coming off as very insensitive or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
there is some sort of loneliness there too. So
Yeah.
it's just scary and it's just crazy. And Africa being Africa is difficult to
Yeah.
voice out stuff like that, because it's you
Yeah.
one against thousand. If you don't take care, people might think you are an outcast or something like
Yeah.
that. And It's a
Yeah.
very slippery slope for you to be in. And
Mm-hmm.
it was fun. I was happy to see my family, but it's like I realized that having conversation with them about certain stuff would always escalate into something thing. So let's talk
Yes.
about something fun.
Something else, right? I know. Some conversations are just like meant not to be had. They're just
Yep.
better left alone.
I realized I found myself arguing. I'm not like a person who argues, but it's
Yeah.
like you say a point and it hits me, and I start questioning you. I'll be like, like it was crazy. I didn't expect myself to be that, but I think
Yeah.
it's a result of me changing, and
Mm-hmm.
we all have
Mm-hmm.
to embrace change in our life and see how we could
Yeah.
use it in a positive way. That's what I have to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I really like what you said about how you don't really know how much you've changed until you're out of that bubble and like
Mhm.
trying to, see it from like another perspective, or like you're physically removed from the place where, your routine was at. And even for
Mhm.
you, it was when you went home to visit. And for me personally, it was when I moved back home.
Mhm.
And I still, interacted with people who had these entrenched beliefs that even with a conversation I knew wasn't going anywhere, so I just
No,
stopped,
you just
like, this
stop
is
and
literally not going anywhere. Yeah,
just stop. You just stop, and you because for the sake of the relationship, you don't need to be right,
I know,
or
right?
you don't need to be proven right. You just leave
Yeah,
it. You be like, it's okay. Maybe you find it. You tell the person you find the answer somewhere, or you just leave it. And
yeah,
I don't blame them. I don't blame
yeah.
myself too, because we are in a total different environment and they
Mm-hmm.
have those ideas. I had those ideas before, but I got the opportunity to kind of think about them
Yeah,
in a different environment. So I have an
yeah,
advantage of them. And if they are not understanding me, it's not their fault.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm so happy that we talked about our college experience, and
Hmm.
I'm so glad we got to catch up as well. So before we end our
Hmm.
conversation, what advice do you have for current international students, for prospective international students who might deal with loneliness in college?
Um, I would say for you in college, yeah, when you're coming, don't think you are the boss, you'll be fine. You still need your family, they are your support system. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you get into college, don't be too comfortable with your tight knit group. Try
Yeah.
to go outside, try to
Mm-hmm.
do other stuff, meet other people, because you don't know when those people will be around. You could
Yeah.
have a sudden change and people have to leave for other stuff. How would you
Mm-hmm.
support and survive that? So you have to
Mm-hmm.
think about that. If you have to go to other colleges to take classes,
Mm-hmm.
you have to just step out of your comfort zone. I think I was too comfortable in college.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even go to UMass to take classes to even mingle with
Yeah.
different people. I was
Really?
always in Smith. So
Yeah.
me leaving Smith and that hating me was kind of a lot for me. So I would
Yeah.
say just go for it. If you feel like you are now too comfortable, everything is falling in place, please start thinking about how to mess up your life a little, because that is
Yeah, that's
that is
good.
basically how you're gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
And also to be prepared for the outside world. It's not
Yeah.
as it seems. Even
Mm-hmm.
finding job is very crazy. Sometimes you'll be very
Yeah.
lonely in that, trying to find
Mm-hmm.
job. You try to find the correct information. It's very jarring and very
Yeah.
painful and very stressful, but
Mm-hmm.
try to work very proactively. And
Mm-hmm.
finally, when you get kicked out, not get kicked out of Smith, but when
When
you
you
finish,
graduate.
yeah, when you graduate and you find
Yeah.
yourself in a new environment, don't be like
Mhm.
me. Please go out. Please go have fun. Like I am literally in my room crying that I'm lonely, but I'm not going
Yeah.
out. Even when I go
Why
out,
don't you
it's
go out?
where am I going? Like, it's
I
scary
don't
out
know.
there. I don't go
Yeah.
to, like, I don't drink alcohol. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Muslim, so I can't go to the bar and sit there. Obviously, all their
Yeah.
drinks will be alcohol, right? So I need
Mm-hmm.
something sporty to do, but there isn't a lot of sporty stuff here. So my
Uh,
environment is also playing a big
well,
role
yeah.
in my life right now. But if you get
Mm-hmm.
yourself in the New York cities, the big Californias and stuff, please
Yeah.
explore, have
Yeah.
fun. And also, if you are in college, try to stimulate that kind of loneliness and try to solve it, because it's a very handy skills to have. Please, Smith would
Yeah.
lie to you that everything is fine, like that everything, the world around you will be like that. No, Smith
Yeah.
is just pampering you, so go outside and stress yourself a little.
I love that. I love that so much, Wasila. I agree with everything you said, and I second that. And I think one more thing I would add for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, students to maybe take away from this whole conversation is to see that it's for international students to experience loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
And we have different ways of dealing with that. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for you, for your story, you know, you got involved in sports, you had your friends, you know, to support you, and you literally had to manage your time to the minute where you did not even have enough time to think about being lonely.
No.
And so that requires like such a big level of discipline. And I really applaud you for that. And for me, even it was like finding my people, being involved with, you know, different kinds of clubs and on campus, taking classes that I was interested in, and slowly like that feeling of loneliness kind of fades away. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
completely go, but it does
Oh.
fade away a little bit when
Mm-hmm.
you know, make yourself busy. So I guess the main takeaway from this whole conversation is explore, 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 make yourself busy, so then you don't have, you know, a lot of time to just sit around and think about being
No.
lonely.
Time. If you have a lot of time at your hand, on your hand,
Yeah,
you're gonna be very stressful. Like you just have to use
exactly.
the time. It's very mentally stressful to have a lot of time because you'll be
Yeah,
thinking what to do. And if you're not like an outdoorsy person or like adventurous person, it's
yeah.
just like, okay, you're gonna be bored and you're gonna be blaming other people for not being with you when you are
Mm-hmm.
all like you are responsible for your own happiness. You are not waiting for your
Yeah.
friends to come and make you happy. You have to go out there to make yourself happy, to get yourself involved in stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have
Mm-hmm.
to do that. And
Yeah.
it takes a long time for you to realize that. But once you realize, don't like once you realize that, you see that you have to do a lot of work to kind of get
Yeah.
yourself out there. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner here, it's crazy. If you're in a long distance relationship too,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So I am in
Mm-hmm.
that aspect. I would have been better if I had a boyfriend or girlfriend, but I'm in kind of like a long distance relationship too. So
Yeah.
I can't entertain other people here. So it's just another
Yeah.
sort of loneliness going on. So
Yeah. We actually
it's
didn't even talk about
I
that.
forgot about it. I forgot that I was in a relationship. You know how
I know.
crazy it is. That is how long distance relationship is. It's like you forget that you're in a
You
relationship.
forget.
So that is what is also going on.
Yeah.
I think that is also
Yeah.
contributing a lot to my
Mm-hmm.
mental, like my loneliness, because
Yeah.
my personal person is in Africa, and
Yeah.
it's crazy time difference, and you cannot
Yeah.
entertain other people. If you want, you can, but based on your morals and stuff, there are
Mm-hmm.
things you can't do. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be entertaining guys here. So
Right.
it's just stressful in that part. At least I
Yeah.
think my life would have been better or easier if I'd had like a boyfriend to care about me or somebody very close and intimate to me, but I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that is also another aspect. So
Yeah.
just be sure what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get yourself in a long distance relationship if you think it's not worth it.
Yep.
It's very isolating. Just don't put
Right.
yourself in that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is what I can say. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought it up, even
I
though
forgot
it's like
about
it's
it. That is
I
how
know.
like sometimes I even forget I have a boyfriend.
I
Like
know. I forgot about that too. I remember that you were dating when I first met you, and I still don't know how you balanced everything. Like, you were in a relationship, you were a student athlete, and on top of everything that we just covered that you had to do, you were also in a relationship. I really honestly like have no idea.
I forgot about it. Like seriously, I
You
forgot.
didn't. Yeah, but I'm glad, everything worked out. You were able to manage everything, and
Yeah.
even though it was, difficult
Mm-hmm.
for you, I'm glad it really worked out for you. I mean, even me personally, like, I specifically didn't date in college because I was like, I don't have time for it, literally,
Nope.
and I
Mm-hmm.
have to focus on school, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really admire those people who really like made sure to, prioritize their relationships, and it makes you mature, it makes you grow, and you learn from things. So
Yeah.
kudos to you.
But then, as I said, if it's not worth it, please don't do long distance. I beg
Yeah,
you.
it has to be the right person, right?
It has to be the right person. It has to be
Mm-hmm.
somebody who cares about you. It has to be
Yeah.
somebody you could go to the end of the world for, so
Mm-hmm.
that you guys know that you are doing this for each other. But if it's gonna be somebody who doesn't respect you and stuff, please drop that person and move forward. Life has a lot of opportunities for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, it's just me just chilling. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Like, we have literally almost talked for like an hour, but this
Yeah.
is like such a nice conversation. Thank you so much, Wasila, for being
Mhm.
so honest and, to share and willing to share your personal experience on this
Mhm.
podcast. And I'm very, very happy that you finally ended up being a guest. I was
Finally,
actually,
yeah,
I know,
keyword.
I
It
know.
was like it's been like a year or so.
Literally a year trying to schedule you to be on this podcast, but I'm very, very happy that we finally
Mhm.
did it. And I hope that, students listening to our experiences would learn something from it and find some value in our stories.
Mhm.
So as we're ending our conversation, just please make sure to go follow the official Instagram page at Internationalie by Ruth. That is LIE. And if you have any questions or concerns, please send an email to internationallybyruth@gmail.com. Thank you again for tuning in today. I hope you have a lovely week ahead of you, and take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye.
Bye.